We are live, Will Noonan.
What up? I'm looking at a picture of Bill Gates. He got very fat.
Did he? Fat Gates.
He's getting fat. I mean, he's just feeling that post-divorce.
I think they can't get that sweet adrenochrome no more.
He got cut off from the Illuminati.
Yeah. Whatever it is, they don't give it to him now.
Welcome to the Noon Show. I'm Will Noonan. That's Paul Price. This episode has probably already been shadow banned for mentioning all that stuff anyway. I'm pretty sure we're deep in the shadow ban anyway.
And that Nancy Pelosi clip, even though I buried it for a while, it's still climbing. People could still find it. Yeah.
So that one works, but none of our other clips
no
work at all.
Even though every single week I change the last video to our newest video.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Over
a fuck
almost
anymore.
12,000.
Welcome.
We get a sprinkle of that.
Almost what?
We can't get a sprinkle. Almost 12,000.
Yeah.
We can't get a sprinkle of that.
You know, dude, Trevor Bauer, who he pitches for the LA Dodgers, and not only that, he's a great pitcher. If not their ace, one of their best pitchers,
Yeah.
And his numbers are way, 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 way better than ours, but they're nothing great.
It sucks.
So I'm like, all right, this guy pitches for the Dodgers, and he's great. And he's got backstage, he's got not backstage, but he's got locker room access video. I watch his channel. I'm like, this is unbelievable. This is
perfect. Yeah.
A vlog about an MLB pitcher who's a superstar. It's actually kind of interesting. He's a douche, but it's kind of interesting just to see. I just like to see the ins and outs of a guy's.
He's a douche, but
yeah, he is horrible. I would not. It's if I were a pro athlete. And the one of the best pitchers on my team was because he tries to be like a YouTuber,
Okay.
He's like, "What's up, y'all?" And it cuts, a lot of cuts. And
but don't you think that's an age thing? Because I think a lot of people think that's just how you have to be.
Oh, it is. He's young, and it's he has sponsors.
Bro.
Remember to get some
G Fuel
shades from G Fuel, and you're okay, you don't need to do this. I hate it when rich people.
Yeah, why are you doing it?
I hate when rich people beg for money or do podcasts, or do ads on their podcasts.
Just they have to legitimize it.
It's you could not. You could not, of all the people.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel like you're doing business.
If we ever got real numbers, I would turn off the numbers.
Definitely.
I'm not even kidding. Now, if you do it, it's a coward thing. But if we ever got real numbers, I would turn the numbers off because they don't make sense. You don't watch a TV show. You don't watch Law and Order. And at the bottom, it says how many people watched it.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
You can look it up, but
that's such a good point, dude. But I remember that happening.
And you can't trust politicians who don't have children.
That's what Paul said before the show. We were talking about the mayor. Paul was like, you can't trust a mayor that doesn't have a kid. He's not thinking about the future. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. Are you thinking about a different future? It's a very different kind of future.
What was I just gonna?
Sorry.
Oh no! I remember now. When I was in acting school, and when I was I've been an actor since I was 14, right? And really auditioning for TV and film stuff since I was 14, 15, 16 years old. All this, obviously there were periods where it was more of a focus and periods where it was less, but
yeah, in
some way or another, professionally acting since I was 14 years old and knowing and I remember people talking about box office numbers in this increasing frequency.
Yeah.
It was
Titanic, maybe. I remember it a lot.
Yeah, it was something though that would only ever be mentioned if it was astronomical and sort of mind-blowing. It would be Titanic, wow, that movie made so much money, but it wasn't and then this thing happened where all of a sudden, because that stuff used to be printed in the trades and Variety, what a movie made, and then all of a sudden it sort of started to be
crossed over.
It became a tabloid story if a movie didn't make its budget back or if a movie flopped, right?
So then I really need to know that.
Yeah, then I remember people aunts and my mom and stuff being well, I heard that movie.
You hear about Waterworld?
I heard it was a flop. I heard, yeah.
It did okay internationally, but domestically.
The Europe numbers are fantastic.
It didn't play well in Middle America.
The lower 48 is pathetic. Yeah, it's
weird terms became norm.
No, I remember the gradual, and then I also remember people. I think the penultimate part of it was
second to last.
Second to last.
was at
was
home.
like, let's go see a movie because it made a lot of money, which
Yeah.
is now we're into the Marvel movies. I happen to love the Marvel movies, but I just remember I do look at that era, and I've said this many times. It was sort of like we pushed like a cinematic experience to like its absolute limit.
Yeah.
Like we have no choice but to go back to some sort of type of like simplicity.
Yeah.
To-
or something completely different.
Or something completely
yeah.
different or something. Because it's like we've jammed
We
everything.
maxed everything out with that.
And those movies like represented that. And then, but it's kind of like, oh, I hear this movie's going to open at number 1. Like we got to get in on this. Like we got to get a ticket. It's going to be a hard ticket. And it's sort of that became the way movies became sold. And now you like people don't even go see movies for movie stars anymore. They go to see it for the franchise. They go to see.
That's very true.
I
go for the technology. I'm probably in the minority, but I go for like I like all the certain Dolby ones because that's like it's 4K. It's like it's cutting edge.
I know you do love that.
Better than IMAX. It's better than all that. I only stopped going there because the South Bay got real dangerous.
Yeah, South Bay is dicey. But yeah, man, it's an interesting thing though, and I think I think this cycle like. We're entering a new cycle now. Like we're entering a new cycle of everything.
So you'd think it's gonna have to go smaller budget, and
I just think it's the beautiful thing is like no one knows anything. Like the whole thing is wide open right now.
Yeah,
I think though already what I see is like we're going into like we're older, right? Like I think even 32 is old right now.
Yeah, we're probably not what the next thing's going to be for.
We don't know, like, but I think, like, Roblox is, like, that genre of entertainment is what's coming, is, like, this idea of, like, right now, TikTok is, like, on your phone, right? And it's like, I'm on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, someone eventually is going to be like, why don't you, like, climb inside TikTok and walk around
VR
TikTok?
or, like, something in the butt or something.
Yeah, and then once it becomes that, it's going to be like, well, come be in my movie on TikTok. But it's like everyone can feel like they're the protagonist.
Sorry.
They hear that?
No, they can't. So. I mean, they might be able to hear it through our microphones a little bit. This is what you're kind of talking about in a way. Watch this thing.
Fatal accident?
So, fatal car accident. This guy gets out and puts his VR on.
Oh, shit.
Like, people are going to do exactly what you're saying.
Wow, I mean,
it's pretty detached, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's super detached. And how much entertainment do you need every second of every day?
Yeah, that's a thing. Like, people forgot that you're not supposed to feel fucking perfect all the time. And it's fine to feel not. Like, I'm not saying like you
said a mouthful.
I'm not saying you should suffer. Like, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like it's okay to have dips.
No, I actually think if there's like any trap that's easy to fall into on like a daily basis, it's that trap. Because I think I'm a pretty zen dude. Like, and I meditate, and even I fall into that trap sometimes where I'm like, why am I fighting this feeling? Like, it's okay to feel bad. Like when it was like when Claire went on this vacation for 3 days, I was like, I'm so depressed. Like, and then I just went like, yeah, I'm depressed. Like
because your brain's legitimately giving you different chemicals.
Yeah. And it's like, I miss my fiance who I've just spent a year, like 6 inches away from. Yeah. And obviously rationally, I'm happy she's on this trip and I'm happy she's there.
Yeah.
But like I can't help how I feel. You know what I mean? And it was like, and it was sort of like...
It's a good realization.
And I kept trying to pull myself out of it. And I'm like, you know what? There's no point in... Like, I need to just...
there's no point to pull yourself out.
Yeah, there's no reason to pull yourself out. It's just like keep putting one foot
if you're like
the
beating yourself up and it's like what we're talking about is like not a negative thing. Like you're not like destroying yourself with your own thoughts. Like you're just staying...
No, I mean, it's like I'm talking more like a...
Yeah, exactly.
Like a slight grogginess.
Exactly.
Like just...
I don't really want to do stuff.
For me... I wouldn't like. I would never say that I'm truly depressed. Like, you know, clinical depression is something I've never had, and I don't I've seen it up close, but I wouldn't say like my whole thing is I tend to go the other way. I tend to be like a worrier or an anxious person if I'm mentally ill. Yeah. But I think depression or feeling depressed, so let's say that, is not depression. It's like part of the human emotional spectrum.
Exactly.
And sometimes like you're just going to have one whole week maybe even where you're a little bit, but it's kind of like having allergies. Like I could still do everything, Exactly. So I'm not like one of those.
I think it's like legitimately hormonal. Like that we just like give that burden just to women, like a monthly hormonal thing. But I think men probably dip and stuff.
I think it's just too like same thing we're talking about, like this idea of you're not supposed to not feel. It's like societally now
we've decided like feeling bad is bad.
Yeah, there used to be a genre of music called the blues that was all about feeling bad. You know? Exactly. And we celebrate, and it was like, hey, let's go to a blues club and like feel bad together as a group, like, and get it. You know what I mean? And now it's definitely Instagram and that and Facebook and Twitter where it's like, oh shit, I'm feeling the blues today. Like, what's wrong with me? What can I buy, eat, fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Perform.
And TV tells you that.
Oh, absolutely.
Take this drug and you'll feel better. Abilify.
Oh,
to abilify your life.
Even like how things are recommended to you, like you know, like this will make you feel like more vibrant.
Oh yeah.
You know, this will make you feel.
Oh yeah, they have like ex-athletes. They're like, take this men testosterone, and you'll get the swing back in your game.
Yeah, it's kind of just like I think our older generations had like a healthier sort of relationship to that. It was kind of more like, I'm a little like down today,
or people just like. Yeah, exactly.
It's okay to have a couple days where you're a little down, you know?
I think so, too.
It's only a problem when it starts to...
Well, it can be useful, too. It's a different perspective. Like, I actually think it's like... There's like a survival component to it in a weird way. If you looked at every single day the exact same way, you'd get fucked eventually.
It's just you don't enjoy... We're getting into like the nitty-gritty of sort of like... psychology and like in the human mind, but it's like
I don't believe that
what
stuff.
Actually is hurting you more. Feeling depressed isn't hurting you.
It's your actions.
It's the action of trying to fight it and pull yourself out of it is hurting you and is like causing you. Do you know what I mean though?
I do, but it almost sounds like terrible advice. It's almost like just give in.
Well, it'll last less long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean though? If you how about this? Like next time you feel down,
step through.
Don't like have a drink and watch The Office. Like put on a sad song and fucking like feel it.
Or go for a run and torture yourself.
Run is like right in the middle because
you think? Yeah.
I think run is sometimes I've definitely run
and push yourself to a negative
It's like
place.
this frantic, anxious run.
Oh, like a coffee thing.
Where I get like it's like I don't know. I haven't done it much, but like I overtrained. Like when COVID hit, I like went out and ran 10 miles.
Yeah.
Like the second day because I was just like, and then of course I felt like shit, and then like
then
thought I had COVID. But it's just I don't know. I think people do it with everything. Like I see it with even stand-up comedy audiences, dude. It's like they want perfection. They don't even want one thing that like last night I had a joke where it was like so polite. I said there was an Asian Irish guy. I said I didn't ask him his ethnicity, but I was doing a thing about Irish people having tattoos. And I go, you have some good tattoos. He goes, well, I'm Irish. And I go, you are? Because he kind of looked like Hispanic. And he was like, I'm Asian Irish. And I go, oh, that's like a rare mix. You know what I mean? And his girl was with him. And she kept trying to I'd be like, how many tattoos do you have? She'd be like, 52. And I'd be like, what's your ethnicity? She'd be like, he's Asian Irish. I'd be like, hey, do you let him answer questions? I go, stop Asian interrupting. Right? And the audience goes, it was like, dude, it was like they were choking on it. They were like, huh, and then settled into like, ha, 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 ha. The joke response had like 3 factors. It was like, ha, that's funny, but am I allowed to think that's funny?
Right,
and is everyone else think it's funny? They do? Okay, let's laugh. It had it had 4 steps. It was like a fucking moped
checks
motor.
And balances.
It was like, and then it like settled into it. And I was like, and I totally
sucks.
But I'm proud of myself because
Did you just sit in it and just?
I went, you guys. I go, did you hear how you laughed at that? You like weren't sure if you wanted to because you had to like mentally process like if it was okay first. I was like, weird. That was it. I just left it there.
You didn't Tony Hinchcliffe it.
Well, that's what was funny. The girl who went on before me was from Japan and had like a heavy accent. And someone said that to me. They were like, you should go up there and just Hinchcliffe her around. She was pretty funny though. But I still did it. I saw some stolen jokes last night. I did a show with a bunch of the first.
You never say that. That sucks.
I know. A bunch of the comics at the beginning of the show were new and the people I've never ever seen. And I heard like that can kind of happen when people are new.
Yeah.
Because no one has told them at all that's I didn't even tell any of them because I'm like, I don't know them. Like, and I don't even like, I really don't know
why
them.
do you have to be the fucking police?
Yeah, and I don't want to be that fucking guy anymore. I'm like, their friends can tell them, But I was like,
or let them crash and burn. That's fun too.
Yeah, or let someone call them out on it or something. But it was kind of like, I think sometimes though people, you hear a joke in high school on like Comedy Central, and then you fucking go to college and smoke a bunch of joints and drink a million beers, and then like 5 years after that, start comedy, and then you start writing jokes, and you think you wrote it,
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's so crazy.
No, it's definitely not. I do that all the time. I do that constantly. I think I have ideas, and it's just a Simpsons episode.
I do that with. I think I have memories, and they're like things I watched.
It's like Dr. House. I'm like, wait, no, I didn't do that.
I do that all the time. Or I think something I heard on a podcast was like something that happened to a friend of mine.
Constantly. Oh, the worst thing I do, Sharon will tell me a story, and then I'll like 3 hours later tell her back, but it's as something I did. So I'm just a liar.
I've had people tell me my own stories back to me before.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me like crazy comedy stories, and I'm like, that happened to me.
Yeah. What about this, Will? People are putting marijuana in their butts, and here's why. It's basically because it works real great, and if they have other pre-existing health conditions.
I just heard about this. I had a
Weed
meeting.
Suppositories, though. I didn't know that was the thing.
I had a meeting last week where I found out about these.
Oh, wow.
I had a meeting last
week. It was on
week.
all the chairs.
I had a meeting last week with a, I won't even say.
Yeah, don't.
But it was like the most official marijuana, like, business person I'd ever met before. Like,
oh, wow.
Like, this, like, they sounded to me like a financial advisor. Like, it was just, basically this person is now like, I'm going to help. Like, what her job is, she helps people who, because most of the people in the weed business are like potheads, you know what I mean? Like, grow it and own dispensaries.
They need like a business person.
They kind of need someone to sort of manage if you want to go big, like, and be publicly traded or be like a big company, right? You got to manufacture. Someone's got to make this stuff, and a lot of business, a lot of paperwork. So anyway, this woman, super like professional. She knew everything about weed, but also was like, "Have you ever even smoked weed?" And then obviously she has and does, but more like you would think a Wall Street almost woman, right?
Yeah.
But she was telling me about these, and she's like, they're madly popular. She says they're extremely popular.
It says similar to an edible, but people are putting it in their butt or vagina. What about ear holes? You know what I'm saying? What's for the...
It'd be funny to go to a concert, put them in, and then like by the end of the concert, you don't even care if it's loud, you're high.
For real. There you go. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
I don't think you can like take things in through your ears. No, you can't. Eardrops.
Yeah, you're right. But nose you can. Snuff.
I would love if they
made some weed snuff.
If they made weed that...
Oh, like, weed cha?
If you could snort it like cocaine, but it felt like weed, I would love that. I used to love snorting like...
I wonder if you can, because they make those crystals, those THCA crystals.
I never did a lot of like snorty heavy drugs.
Me neither, but it seems fun.
But I did I snorted some like... My buddy had like weak... Like
Ritalin or something.
It was like, no, it was a downer. It was like Valiums. It was like his mom's Valiums. And he was like, dude, we can crush these up
He's like, Cynthia needs this for when she flies. Let's fucking crush these up.
That's
Noonan.
like literally what it was. It was like his mom's, like, mommy's little helper Valiums. He was like, she gets these from Canada.
Yeah. Remember that when people you buy drugs from Canada?
That's what she was
Not
doing.
just AIDS stuff, like drugs.
And we were popping them in school. And then we were just taking them in school. And it was a very mild thing. Yeah. And then we started snorting them. And it was like, but I remember you could like snort a lot and like not get that fucked up. And I just kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's like being 18, You're like, yeah, new thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the danger, I think, though, of calling weed like a massive danger. Because as soon as you realize weed's not a danger, you're like, wait, are all drugs not a danger?
Oh,
I think that's a legitimate
They fucked
thing.
themselves.
Yeah, they never put that in the equation.
Alcohol is also a massive danger, and it's not taken seriously at all.
No.
Like they tell you in school.
That's a great point.
Like, don't drink and drive, obviously, like drink responsibly, but it's like there are illegal drugs that are less dangerous than alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
And alcohol is just so accepted because it's just a lot because it is,
That's one
it
of
always
the worst,
has been.
It's one of the worst arguments for why other things shouldn't be legalized. They're like, well, alcohol's not perfect, so we shouldn't legalize more stuffs.
I don't get it. I think I don't know what the honest answer is, but the idea of having prison, like the same prison for murderers and thieves as like drug addicts, is stupid. It's
doesn't make sense.
It's such a different type of person that gets into those two things.
If you're really interested in solving the problem, it doesn't make sense to lump them together.
Yeah, I mean, basically back in the day, they were like, anyone who's a loser gets thrown in prison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, usually the reason...
Sounds pretty good.
I can see why it's sold.
Yeah, I see why. I see why.
Usually people who become drug addicts, it's always for like a sad reason.
Yeah.
No
one wants to nod out every 3 seconds.
I heard someone
at a park
doing that Mass Ave yoga.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I heard that term the other day. I was like, I fucking love that Mass Ave yoga.
True. That shit's sad though. And
that's what I'm saying.
And their whole way to fix it is really to get Quincy to open a bridge so it goes there.
Oh, I know, right?
Instead of fixing it, it's just let's get them there half the day.
There's a facility out there.
No, I know, and it's supposedly a great facility.
I don't know though.
I don't know.
It used to be like a fucking an insane asylum. Like my butt.
To me, when you're telling drug addicts to go to an island, you're just pretty much you want them not visible.
Dude, that though has gotten that's another side effect of COVID. That thing got 4 times as bad.
Really?
Oh my God, dude.
Anybody's problem.
The second you pass South Bay into where Slade, where the fish place is.
I know.
And that tea place, it's
you go to the
it's all the way there now.
Oh wow.
And it's dude, I a couple years ago on Christmas, that woman jumped in the car when I was with Bulger, and it's
way worse.
I was like, dude, this is fucking Afghanistan, Boston over here now. The fucking street sweepers don't go there. The fucking trash picker-uppers don't go there.
No.
The fucking
you shouldn't either.
I mean, I drive through it, and I'm like, man, I might not even cut through here to go to Sox games anymore.
Yeah. I don't even cut through the Southie projects. We drive around them now because there's crazy shit happening.
Dude, there's crazy shit. And Moakley at night gets crazy.
Yeah.
The cops are in there now day and night because people have been hiding weapons in there during the day to access at night. It's wild, man. But that kind of shit is...
That's not normal for hair, though. That's not...
Well,
I think... That's fucking new.
I think the whole thing with Mass Ave that is scary is it's just growing. So it's if they don't stop it, it's just going to bleed into the other parts of the city. You know?
Right? It can't be contained forever. They're like,
that's what you get from being you can have that spot.
Yeah.
We gave them that. It was cruel to the people who already live there.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine you own a business there. Think it from that side.
It killed
oh fuck.
There was a hotel there. I remember that was super popular with tourists for Red Sox games. Imagine what people think of Boston if that's their fucking. It's so bad. I remember Claire when she saw it for the first time. I had never seen anyone from someplace else witness it for the first time.
Yeah.
And believe me, man,
I didn't
shit.
see it for years. And then like when Sharon was having like kidney problems, that's when we were
in a
constantly
hospital
going
over
there. And I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away.
Dude, you have no idea. Like, I mean, you do have an idea, but it's like we could go there right now, and it would be. There's a few times I've been there like recently because I went through there to get my vaccine and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, damn. And I've lived in New York City. I've lived in some really rough places, and I've seen like really bad poverty and stuff in this country. This is it. Like, this is where
all cities are having the same problem, though.
It looks like Skid Row in LA.
Yeah, but all cities are having the same problem where it's swelling.
Yeah, it's not going to get better either.
No. I think I don't know. It's not going to get better.
I think it's funny how they don't. It's like I keep saying it, but if I were the president or something, I think they need to start building. Like before we needed to build highways, like, in this country, but we have highways now. It's like we need facilities now. We need a gigantic fucking ICU in case we have another fucking pandemic
that you can just flip on.
We need a gigantic fucking homeless shelter. We need a gigantic, like, we have the money and the capabilities to make, like, what if there was, like, say, a place in Nebraska where if you wanted to be homeless, you could go there.
Like one state.
Like one, like almost like but it would be like a college campus, but not a college campus. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would be it would be like.
We let them use drugs or not? Because I say yes.
If you want to go there, go there.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I really think though, that would be like a bad use of it. But I think like, say, everyone in the country now who wants to work in mental health, great. We have a fucking college-sized mental institution where we need you.
Yeah.
Because everything is so spread out and like into these.
Shuts those people up too. We don't have to listen to them. Gives them something to do.
I just always, every time I think of like, this sounds so lefty, like libtard, but it's like every time I'm like on the road and I see these gigantic Amazon factories and these gigantic Walmart factories, I'm like, all right, like, how about for every 10 of those you build, you have to build one building and just leave it to the U.S. government to do something good with? Like, because I remember thinking that during COVID. It was like the whole thing in COVID was like these space. We don't have room in the hospital. We don't have room in the ICUs. It's like, why? Why in the best country?
Seems like there's a lot of room space. Yeah.
In this fucking country and people.
Yeah. Space is limited by your mind.
Look at Nebraska. It's time to start pulling your weight.
Yeah, Nebraska.
In this fucking country.
But I have this question. This place, it's called Weed, California.
Oh, yeah. I've driven by. I took a picture by the sign.
So the story is that they've recently embraced weed. Like now they're selling shirts, all that shit. But like, what about like a rebrand? Because I always
thought they kind of did embrace it.
Supposedly they always stayed away from it. They were too classy for it. But I was thinking like, what should Boston rebrand? Let's do like a Boston rebrand. Like, we got to shake off a little racism. We got a couple.
We definitely.
So like, what do we?
We really need to shake that off. Although I think it's an undeserved rep. Like I'll take that back. It's not undeserved, but I don't think it's.
But it's over talked about.
Well, I think we're being punished. The current residents of Boston are being punished for like what the residents did 40 or 50 years ago.
And what most of you are reacting to is in movies.
Yeah. Oh, that for sure. The Boston in movies is long gone, but the stuff like, it's almost like you're talking about our parents and grandparents, more our grandparents even, who were really outwardly racists. And then, it's like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. 2000s, 2010s, and now it's the 2020s. Like, our mayor is a black woman. Like, there's our whole city council is like.
I feel like the establishment doesn't like her.
We have a low. I agree. We have a low police brutality rate, which I always have been proud of as a Bostonian. Like one of the lower of any major city in the whole country.
Yeah,
but.
I'm into our mayor. I think I've chosen her as my mayor.
She's very.
That's who I think I'm going to vote for
her
right
too.
now.
I think she's very like.
But I feel like there's something they're coming for her. It feels like.
Well, it's weird. I mean, there's so many people running for mayor.
Yeah.
So right now she's got the biggest target because she is mayor.
Makes sense.
So
There's a lot of power at the income. Like, just even though she is the acting mayor, there's still power in that.
Oh yeah, but also she's the one. Marty's gone, so you can't be talking shit about him. So she's the one you point to say,
Marty's
I
just
can do a better
I'm
job.
out to lunch.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gone.
I'm childless and out to lunch.
Never
I don't know
married.
why I chose that today.
Dude, I felt bad like making fun of him for being single on the roasts. I should have been going after him for having no children. You old maid of a man.
You fucking.
That's funny.
Your girlfriend's. No, I don't want to say that.
Dave Bautista. Let's look at this. I was interested in this. People were really.
This is crazy.
I just think people think I think it's funny that people think Tig Notaro is incapable of like also being a piece of shit. Like she's gonna eventually fucking fuck up someday. She's not perfect. It's just kind of funny to me. Like, I don't know Tig Notaro, but I've heard her on a million podcasts, and I find her to be extremely funny as a stand-up.
I think she's hilarious.
But like,
you're saying like at some point
she is a stand-up comic, and she will say something or do something mean. And it's funny to me how it's like almost such a, I don't know. It's like Chris D'Elia actually did so much damage, dude. Because it's like, great, man. Like, people already think comedians are like fucking pieces of shit. Like white guy comedians are such pieces of shit because of Louis C.K.
Yeah.
And like all the bullshit, and even Cosby is black, but it's like all that stuff, And then it's like he gets fired for being a complete piece of shit, and then they're like, who are we gonna replace him with?
Yeah, what's
Tig Notaro, the new type of stand-up that we should have gone with in the first place.
It's almost I love her, but it's almost like they plugged it into a computer and it spit out like what undoes this?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's like if what It's just a little too like I just don't like this whole. I mean, obviously,
I'm still interested in seeing it.
I'm just so sick of race
yet,
and sexuality and I'm so fucking sick of all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone will be like,
it's not
sure you are. Well, it's
sure
not benefiting you in any way. It's like, yeah, I know.
That's why you figured it out.
Hey, figuring it out. Like, it's just sick of talking about it. My whole act is not about it. That's for sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm sick of hearing about it in comedy clubs too, like, or at comedy shows. It's like, okay, snore.
I'm over it too.
Same punchlines, same jokes.
Yeah, we get it.
I also hate how it's like race is so like one person. It's like one guy will go up there and make a joke and it'll make you and about race. It'll make you the whole audience. You know what I mean? Then the next guy will go up and say something like twice as bad, but if he is of the race, it gets a huge laugh. So you're like, so you can have.
What are we really doing?
You're thinking
here?
It.
Yeah. What are we really doing here?
Like, I don't like either one. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like
it's both hacky.
They're both hacky.
I'm over both of it.
But it's like you're laughing. I don't know. It's just kind of this thing. I just think it's like
that's why
hell in a handbasket. This country.
That's why I want everything to pivot to the obscure, kind of. So we're not even worried about society.
I think that is what's happening.
We're not even doing it because I'm not interested in it at all.
No, I think that is what's happening. It's already over. Like, people are kind of sick of it. And I think there's a new crop of shows right now, like television shows.
Yeah.
That are like really a response to this ultra like everyone like you can't even be like straight, basically. Like, you have to have some sort of. That's why Demi Lovato is like doing what she's doing. It's like you got to, you know what I mean? Like, so I just think it's just like not a good idea to like create shows and cast things based on like who people are like in the bedroom or who they are like racially.
Makes no sense.
That's just wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there are plenty of funny men and women in this business, like and actors, actresses, singers, but it's like everyone needs to have like this story or some sort of not weird, but like unusual, like like you
don't watch it, but on American Idol, every time they have to have like a story.
Yeah,
there has to be a background story.
Yeah, that was kind of the start of it, right? Yeah. But it's like I don't know. I just think anyway. I think there's a lot of shows that came out like this summer where you're like, great. Like, I'm sure everyone in America is gonna want to watch this like 19-year-old chick who's like
Bob
famous.
and Abishola.
Yeah, who's like famous on Twitch.
Oh yeah,
interview celebrities, and it's like no
one does.
No, there's a reason why it's like I don't know. It's just
people will for a little while. I think it actually is.
And I also think sometimes someone is just a superstar. Like Dave Chappelle, right, was a guy who they gave him a show when no one knew who he was, and it became like the greatest show ever.
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of people were like, "Why is Dave Chappelle getting a show? He's young. He doesn't know anything."
Yeah.
But like for every Dave Chappelle, there's like 800 fucking people who just don't have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think now everyone believes their own hype so much that they just think I'm the next Dave Chappelle, and every agent thinks my client's the next Dave Chappelle, and they really believe it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we're all the center of the universe.
Hype beast, yeah. Main character syndrome. Have you heard about that?
No, but
it's a new term that people talk about now.
Even if you're an agent, you're probably like it's what's that like football movie? Tom Cruise.
Maguire?
Yeah, exactly. That's what that goes through those guys' heads.
Oh yeah, we're all living in a cosplay movie. Fucking. Speaking of,
we're all this guy. No, you're right though. What's it called? Main character syndrome.
Yeah, so there's a new thing. It's like new because this couldn't have existed before social media,
and we like to name things now.
We like to name things now, but main character syndrome is people who like think like, for example, this guy kind of has it. He doesn't give a fuck that he's might be bugging people out in this restaurant. He doesn't give a fuck that like the people behind him might not want to be filmed. Like he's like, it's
his day.
This is what's important. I'm the star of this movie. My wife is.
Yeah.
I mean, not to be too on the nose, but I probably definitely have main character syndrome. But I think I channeled it into the way most people did, which was like be a performer. You know, like get it out on stage,
and then deserving it.
Yeah, like get it on stage an hour and
not just making a spectacle of yourself. You're not just at the corner like.
It's like the ultimate people would be those. It's like I don't put other people down to put myself up, really. But it's like this guy doesn't really either. But it's main character syndrome is more like that person who like plays music on their phone while they're like taking a hike. You know, it's like no care at all for like what other people's experience is. Yeah. I think traffic is just everyone's got it in traffic.
It's definitely true. It's not a good thing either, though, when everybody is starting to think the same way.
That was definitely not a fucking
well, that's like the scary part of social media. We're all, I don't want to say homogenizing thought, but it's channeling thought into a certain way. Like we're all our thought is going to be structured in a certain way.
I totally agree. I also think,
it's
regional
dangerous.
accents going to be gone soon.
Yeah.
We're all, originality is going out the window.
Yeah. Which is always dangerous, though.
I think about this all the time, about how it kind of sucks like that family traits really won't even last anymore, because it used to kind of be like, oh, the
those
Prices.
Wachowskis.
Yeah, like the Prices, they're worriers. Yeah, the Wachowskis, they're drinkers. Like the Barretts, and you talk about everyone. And now it's kind of like it kind of worries me in a way about having kids, you know what I mean? It's like you make your kid like, and you try and teach them and do everything, but like you can't watch them all the time, and they could still be 15 and like get into 4chan and like get into being a furry, and like one day you come home from work and it's like you have some fucking like kid you don't even know.
Yeah.
And they're like, Dad, I'm a fucking Darth Maul furry, and I can only come if like I'm being choked by a lightsaber. Dad, Misa thinks I'm Jar Jar Binks. Oh my God, like TikTok is full of them. There's all these kids on there who pretend to have all these multiple personalities, and
that's hilarious.
They all all their personalities are like anime characters, like this it's pathetic, dude. We've actually definitely proven that like overconsumption of media can drive you completely insane.
Fuck your brain up. I get it though too, because if you don't have, your brain wants so much stimulus, and if you don't have I'm not even saying a life, you don't even have to have that fulfilled of a life, but just like if you really close yourself off, I think your brain will seek that shit. It's kind of like way or
weed,
another.
Right? It's like 90% of people smoke weed and don't have a psychotic break, but there's
fine.
that little percentage of people that do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like most people can watch some shit, play some games.
Yeah,
but like in your
even go in
mind,
an ebb and flow thing, because I feel like sometimes I consume a lot of media and then I go for a while where I don't watch anything. Like
it's exactly how I am.
and then I catch up, and then it's like that's how it feels like to me.
Yeah, life, but
Yeah.
I think we always say on this show, we're like right at that. We like barely got like we had a childhood before this shit became so great.
Yeah, that's called something. We're geriatric millennials. This is like a recent term.
I really am. I'm 82, so that's like
it said they term it 1980 to 84, where it's like a transitionary period. Because we've never really felt exactly like millennials, but we're obviously not Generation X either.
Actually, it's like one of the worst generations I think to ever be in. It's like I graduated from high school, 9/11.
Yeah.
I get out of college, a few years later, worst recession in history.
Yeah.
Hit my 30s.
I graduated in 02.
Pandemic.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's like, what the fuck, man? When am I ever going to get to just relax?
Yeah. It's been better, though, in a weird way. I think it's almost been... Because instead of getting enslaved to something, you had to figure out a lot of different ways to exist.
That's true.
So
I also think we're gonna head into like a period of like peace and prosperity. We just have to eventually, and it's
right?
You know, it has to happen eventually.
I got off Israel, no.
And at least in America, you know. And
yeah. Oh, do you know what I figured out? I haven't watched. There's one garage. What are they called? Garage Sale Mysteries, the Lori Loughlin show that I like. There's one that I haven't seen.
I didn't even know that was the name of her show.
Yeah, Garage Sale. She's on a bunch of shows, but the one that I like is Garage Sale Mysteries.
You know what I always think about? Can you scroll down a little bit? You know what I always... I like had such a crush on her. But like ever since this happened, I just see something so different in her eyes than I used to see. Don't you like get it though? It's like...
I see like... what I kind of already thought she was. She's like a thirsty Hollywood mom who wanted to tell her friends that her daughter was a champion rower.
Like that, yeah, you're right.
He's like a thirst-needist.
She has that look in her eye.
And he's like, I don't give a fuck. Give him money. Leave me alone.
He wants a trophy. Like he's glad she's hot. Like it's always funny to me about guys who like will like put so much into how hot a girl is. It's like you have to live with that person, dude. Like you better get along. Like obviously hot is good.
Or put like some kind of shock collar on her or something.
Yeah. Like, like as we know from watching Real Housewives, a lot of these good-looking women are like complete nightmares, you know? And it's like guys obviously marry them because they were like aesthetically they want that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But ever since this happened, like I could just picture like the second after this photo was taken, she like bitched out like a waitress for like bumping into her or something.
Yeah.
Like when I was a waiter,
imagining that because like I imagine like the super nice character from the movies that I like.
Like when
she's super sweet, Will.
See, like when I was a waiter, right? Like I used to often spill drinks on people, and she's the type of person.
Yeah, would, stop spilling drinks on fucking Lori Loughlin.
You would think you could spill a little wine on her, like until you did, and then she'd be like, she'd make that face, you know. You know the face, like it's fine, it's fine,
it's fine, but you're definitely getting fired later.
It's fine, it's fine.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's a nice shirt.
I just don't trust people who are this clean and put together. Look at this fucking guy. He's got a little Botox happening.
See, I look at it a different way. Like she was just getting her kids into college. She's over this guy. It's time for guys like me and you to bang chicks like this. That's like what really was supposed to happen, and they done fucked it up. I don't know, 55 or
Maximo.
something. Yeah. They fucked it up because they wanted to.
He's Italian. I take everything I said back. He's got 50 girlfriends. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
Maximo.
Yeah. His dick is speckled.
Speckled dick, Maximo. Maximo, why your dick is so speckled? Maximo, your dick is speckled.
I don't know if you watched the Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live a little while ago.
No. I fucking...
Dude, I made that somehow...
HATE, hate Saturday Night Live.
It was complete shit.
It
was horrible, but my brain made that episode somehow. There was Dogecoin, Elon Musk, Miley Cyrus was the musical guest, and there was a Mario Kart skit.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty much... If there was a thing about dogs not having jobs, I would have been real fucking suspicious.
Those are all things that Elon Musk fans all love. You know what I mean?
All of us? Those are all specific to me, I think.
Dogies?
Yeah.
We all love a little Miley. I like Miley getting older. I actually like the way she looks older, and I think
her voice sounds better after she had surgery.
She's getting a little more like, I mean, she's still crazy, but it's like that.
Yeah. My favorite was the Dead Pets. That's when she did a album with the Flaming Lips. But she was fully full of drugs at that point. But
I liked her in that Black Mirror episode she did about.
Yeah, very
fame,
good. There's 2 songs or three songs from that.
There's something kind of fucked up about how. Oh yeah, those songs are good.
I like them. Yeah,
they. I think it's something kind of fucked up about how, in a weird way, like child stars, like Michael Jackson, Justin Bieber, they're what they are. They end up so talented, but it's like, but they're so broken. It's like you can't have it both ways, you know. Like
she's one of the few that she seems all right now. I mean,
opinion. She's all right, but dude, like it's just nothing. It's like
there's
nothing
something fucked up there.
You know who like probably did the best of it because he wasn't so big was Seth Green. Yeah. I always think like there's a guy who like is probably as normal as like someone who was a child star can be.
Yeah.
Who like stayed in the business. And some people just get out of it and they're fine. But like Seth Green, like he got kind of behind the camera. He like created his own show. Like he still does stuff here and there. And he seems like he has a wife and kids.
He does what he wants.
He's kind of a normal. Macaulay Culkin's like a little less good of that, you know, whatever. Yeah. He's still he seems touched.
He goes in and out. He seems better now.
And like Michael Jackson would be a great example of like how crazy you could be.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Well, I think the worst are like River Phoenix, like the people who just like burn out and die super fast, you know. Yeah. Freddie Prinze's dad, Freddie Prinze
Jr. is a good one. He's
but see, like he kind of just like his fame faded, you know. It's like and he was like older too. I'm talking like
he was a little bit older. Yeah,
the little kids. I like worry about some of the kids I've met along the way.
Poor Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton did pretty good.
I don't know. He kind of self-destructed. Like,
did he?
Not in like a drug way, but in a way, I think he's like a lot of anxiety and depression problems.
Yeah. No, he has a lot of anxiety. Yeah. I knew that. He had that on TNG, The Next Generation.
Yeah. Which he was really good on, but I get why.
He's a great narrator for books on tape on Audible. I like him. That's where I'm a Will Wheaton fan these days. What's up with this stuff? I've seen this Mazzella.
This is I guess a bitter family feud. This guy murdered 4 or 5 people. Triple homicide, 3 people.
Some nice hair.
Yeah, exactly. This is also a Just Shave It, bro.
I like it. Leave it.
Yeah.
I'm going no this week.
You going no? Just shave it.
Keep that.
It's good for the mugshot.
Oh, I mean, when there was blood in there, it must have looked so badass.
Yeah, when he flicked it back.
Bars for killing 3 of his neighbors.
When he had just bloody locks. I like this.
I shot him low on his
stomach. Look at him ranting.
One time. That's the one with the bullets that made the black marks. I barely wounded him.
Look, they're like so afraid he's gonna do something. There's 4 dudes just
he's watching his buttocks. He's like, guy back where I was trained said, you watch the buttocks. A man can't move where his buttocks does not move.
You're right. You're dead ass on his dead ass. Look at him though, like they're just so waiting for this guy to snap.
Shot and killed his family. Why? For insurance money.
And I want you to realize that if you live out your life expectancy,
weird hair.
Definitely
years,
is he mentally ill or is he just a complete narcissist?
I don't know. It's hard to know.
Did he say I killed him for his insurance money?
He did, yeah. He said he killed him for his insurance money.
Wow. I mean, that's insane.
I still say like, maybe it's not Just Shave It, bro, but an indicator that hair does tell you if you're a little bit off. Because this guy's hair is a little bit iffy.
And people must think I'm off, man. I guess
no. Your hair matches way more. Look at his from the side. It makes way less fucking sense.
It's definitely.
It makes
I guarantee sense. Too. He's bald, right?
Yeah, like, that's Just Shave It.
That's a huge comb over.
Yeah.
Aww. I saw a guy's license plate the other day said "Go bald."
Go bald.
Yeah. I was like, we should get him on the show.
Yeah, exactly. There's a there's like a bald dating service. Actually, we probably already talked about it at one point. There's a just bald people dating service. Bald women and men. No.
Have you? You know what I mean? We were talking about that.
I think we were. Yeah.
Have you seen the? Hold on. Sorry. Did you see the story that came out today? The Wall Street Journal put out a story that they do now. There's a U.S. intelligence report that came out that they think the Wuhan lab actually there was 3 people from the Wuhan lab who got really sick and had themselves hospitalized in November.
Yeah,
and that
it may have actually. We were the nuts for saying that maybe it did come from a lab. Do you remember it was impossible to say that for a while?
Yeah, it was completely against the rules to say that, and they came up with all this bat stuff and wet market stuff and which is interesting though I think that's how intelligence agencies work. They kept it in Wuhan. They blamed it on Wuhan.
See, I think so too.
But they didn't exactly give you the full story.
Yeah.
And they kind of went so when later on they do tell you the full story, it all kind of fits because you're like,
oh, that's
yeah,
Wuhan,
it's a mess over there.
Yeah.
But I was reading that and I'm going, so I mean, no consequences for just destroying the world for a year? Destroying the world economy? Just millions of lives?
Dude, we're so, exactly. We're so embedded with China.
And the fact everyone in the whole world is, not just us.
Everybody
so it's kind of if
yeah.
everyone in the whole world is it's kind of then I guess you get to do that.
Yeah, I guess.
And the same would probably go if we did it. You know what I mean? But it's also I go, it's just here's the scary question that I have is China gonna go, we can never fucking play with these viruses, man? Because look what happened. Or is China gonna be we'll just make it so much more safe, but we're gonna keep fucking with viruses. And it's as long as world nations, us included,
we fund their virus hunt. That's the craziest fucking thing.
I'm sure there's labs in America.
Oh yeah,
with full of deadly viruses.
Yeah,
but
there's that guy in Harvard who was smuggling out stuff to China. That
you would just think that China, of all the places, you couldn't get sick and get out of the lab. Someone would shoot you in the head or something. You know what I mean? Because they don't fuck around. But Wuhan is Wuhan, right? As we all know, it's a mess over there.
Yeah.
Come on. But it's
come on, bro.
Come on, bro. Do you read the papers? But I could just totally see that, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just sort of, I always thought, why are they working on viruses? Well, they have huge protest issues. They have huge issues with uprisings. Yeah. So maybe slow them down, Oops, the 19 COVID was too strong.
Yeah.
But
it's supposed to be a
or
pump of
they have
mocha
population
latte.
Problems in China. So maybe if we just got
or it's just fun to goof.
Maybe if we just get those old obese people out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so maybe it was how about this? What if it was intentional? It's to cut the population down.
Yeah.
That I don't think.
I don't know. I don't even know, but it's hard. It's impossible to know at this point. But it was just, it's interesting that we can actually question it at this point. It's a funny world we live in. We can also question Bill Gates again.
Yeah.
Couldn't say a word about that motherfucker for a couple weeks.
Now
you're oh, his lady got rid of him because he kept fucking with Epstein.
I think the 5G conspiracy is stupid. And I think the microchip thing is stupid, right? But I don't think a fear of technology is stupid.
No,
because if the coronavirus really did come from a lab, that's biotechnology, and it was something we should have been afraid of.
Yeah.
So it's one thing they do need to do is regulate how much can we fuck with nature and how much can we fucking try and create
or at least
everywhere in the world.
People crazy when they question it too.
Yeah, but all we care about is tech and growth and innovation and making number one, getting rich from all those things. So it's what scares me is what is just going to keep happening if the materials we're playing with are so dangerous now.
Yeah.
And
if this happens,
if you can make this in a lab, Like, what's
It
next?
spreads across the entire world.
Yeah, like we could go down as a species for something really dumb, like guys trying to make hair loss stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
boner pills.
But as the tech gets so powerful and so and biotech as well,
and we're still fallible humans, and we just fuck up.
Yeah, we fuck up. We
don't like washing our hands. And then
we're
we bring
greedy.
that shit out.
Like, you know, so some guy at the lab is like, I'm gonna take some home and work it at home so I can get a raise and I can be
I'm
like,
gonna go to Korea and sell it there.
Yeah, you know, or anything.
Just like Jurassic Park. Saw Jurassic Park, and
So-
Andrew was doing it. Good fucking move.
Yeah, so just like a scary future to worry about for our listeners as we leave the show this week.
But don't go crazy. Like that's why like worry about your health and worry about your immune system, because this shit is not fucking going away. They're not. If they're doing it in one place, they're doing it in a bunch of places.
There you go.
It's like one. It's like rats.
I think I'm going with the George Strait. I've been getting into George Strait.
Okay.
And he's got a song where he says, I'm not here for a long time, I'm here for a good time.
Fuck yeah.
Peace out, motherfucker. I'm not here for a long time. Ever good time.